Aloha and welcome to the East Oahu Realty Report third quarter 2016.
If we look at the big picture, we can see that house prices in the United States rose almost 6% through the second quarter of 2016, year over year. Although the appreciation rate for the second quarter was of similar magnitude to what we've been seeing for several years now, a close look at the month-over-month price changes during the quarter reveals a potentially significant market shift.
Oregon and Washington lead the nation with double-digit price appreciation, while the state of Hawaii was 21st in the nation. Hawaii saw an increase of just over 5%.
The city and county of Honolulu is up almost 7% year over year and remains strong in price appreciation. Honolulu is ranked 54th in the nation after cities like number 1, Boulder, Colorado, up about 15%, and number 2, Palm Bay, Melbourne, Titusville, Florida, up about 14%.
If we look at the nation's financial stress index in the third quarter of 2016, it is at negative 1.1 points. You can see we are down from the index's highs of nearly 6 points during the last recession, highlighted in red.
In September, the majority of the supply indicators are down across the board. From active and new listings to months of supply, the numbers remain historically low at about 3 months of supply.
During September 2016, closing volume was unchanged for single-family and up about 7% for condominiums year over year. There were 329 single-family homes and 512 condominiums sold. Over time, we can see the peak and trough pattern that demand follows.
If we overlay months supply on this demand chart, we can see the inverse relationship between supply and demand over the last 28 years. Currently, supply is low and demand is high.
The effect of this low supply and high demand is likely what is putting upward pressure on median sales price. In September, prices rose to $750,000 for single-family homes, up about 3%.
Condominiums rose to about $383,000, which was up about 5%.
Projections through 2018 are that, with an average of 4% growth, we could reach $850,000 for single-family homes and $450,000 for condominiums.
If we compare market velocity and price point on Oahu single-family homes, we see it is fairly consistent at the low end of prices at around 20 days on the market to sell. Once we hit 1.1 to 1.9 million, it jumps up 41%, and then at 1.9 million, it more than doubles to 65 days. The breaking point is at about $1.1 million. Anything below that in single-family homes on average is sold in several weeks, and above that could take months. For condominiums, the break occurs roughly at $475,000.
Days on market is a good measure of market velocity, or how quickly homes are selling. In September, market velocity for single-family homes went up by about 20% and down 5% for condominiums.
In this chart, we can see the amount of real estate loans relative to total bank assets over the last 40 years. This indicates bank exposure to real estate purchases. Too low of a number is negative, and too high can indicate a bubble. We are currently at 25%. This is off 10 points from the ratio's high of 35% in the peak of the market in 2006.
The line in the graph represents an index that tracks Hawaii's economic activity. We can see the last 5 U.S. recessions highlighted in red. Since the spring of 2010, the index has recovered 22.68 points.
Arrivals through August grew about 3% year over year to over 6 million visitors.
Visitor days through August topped 54 million. This was up about 2% year over year.
Visitor spending was over $10.4 billion through August. This is up 3%.
In summary, for the third quarter of 2016, prices were up for both categories and supply remains low. Market velocity is between 2 and 3 weeks, and lastly, there is a stability in Hawaii's economy.
The neighborhood of the quarter is Ala Moana Kaka'ako condominiums. Demand is up. There was a 2% increase to 361 closed sales through the third quarter of the year. Supply has decreased. There was an 8% decrease in new listings to 547. This high demand and low supply through the third quarter of the year may have caused Ala Moana Kaka'ako condominiums median price to rise 33% to $440,000. These numbers earn Ala Moana Kaka'ako condominiums the neighborhood of the quarter.
With the help of a proven professional, you can navigate this often confusing and difficult process with ease. When you work with East Oahu Realty, you work with a team of knowledgeable and experienced professionals equipped with special expertise. Thank you for watching, and until next quarter, aloha.
It's not quite the same as the ocean blue. And oh,